Hey fellas, Snorkel MMA here, and welcome to my video. This video is a recap on the UFC Fight Night Amanda Lemos versus Verna Jandiroba, held at the Apex. Card overperformed for sure, even with Iron Turtle, which is the only fight I was looking forward to pulling out. It was still fucking a pretty good card, like pretty goated, especially considering there was like really no names on it. But you know, fucking MMA is a goated ass sport. You don't really need names. That's why I don't really care if fight nights don't have any names, because you know it's better than watching Bellator. I'd rather watch actual like up and coming contenders in the UFC, or like not even contenders, just like normal fights. You know, $10 a month, and they do it every week. You know, people should not be complaining about no names on the fight nights. There's going to be names every week. And there was some fucking goated ass fights, some fucking Max Holloway point to the canvas, just like pure autism. Just, you know, there was like two fights like that where they just like, fuck it, let's just bang in the pocket, and then yeah, just got knocked out round one. It was actually fucking two really sick fights like that, and all the fights are pretty solid. I think it was actually a really good card. As far as my picks though, fucking hell, not good. 4 of 11, but oh my, there was literally like 3-4 fights that I picked that they should have won. Like they were on the way to winning, but then it was just like some retarded shit happened. So yeah, really, that's just really bad ratio, like really bad percentage. Also, I lost $50 on betting, but there were very unpredictable fights this card. Yeah, so you know, just also, you know, didn't have a good training camp, staph infection, fucking my tummy hurt. Okay, moving on to the first fight. Mohammed Usman versus Thomas Petersen. I got this pick. I got the underdog pick on this shit. Too bad I didn't bet on it. This is like the one fucking... I wish I bet on this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked for Petersen to win by decision as well. But it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought that Petersen was going to get Mohammed Usman down, and he was going to win with control time. But he actually just straight up outstruck Mohammed Usman. Usman just looked kind of fucking scared on the feet. I don't know. I think he looked very timid. Like he was getting a good jab off, but every time that Petersen would like hit him, he would just freeze. And like instead of counter striking, he would just take the strikes. Round 1 and round 2 were very close, but I think Petersen just squeaked it. But round 3, Petersen actually fucking destroyed Mohammed Usman. It was actually really impressive striking from Petersen, especially since his first fight, his striking looked like really shit. But yeah, he improved a lot, and Mohammed Usman, that's rough, bro. That is rough. I think that he froze. Like, I feel like he can do better than that, but jeez, you know, bad performance by Mohammed Usman, good performance by Thomas Petersen. Okay, moving on to the next fight. Luana Carolina versus Lucie Pudilova. Yeah, I think I went for Pudilova, unfortunately. But, yeah, Carolina was impressive. She was mostly just keeping her at range, just using like teep kicks and like front kicks. And Pudilova just didn't really look like she couldn't decide what to do. Like she couldn't decide whether to like go in the pocket with her, or try and go takedowns, or try and like do her own kicks. It looked like she just, all 3 rounds, she just could not decide what she wanted to do, and she was just frozen. Looked kind of low level from Pudilova. She just couldn't commit to what she wanted to do, and then Carolina was just piecing her up on the feet the whole fight. Unanimous decision. All 3 rounds are the same. Pudilova was just frozen. Moving on to the next fight. Loik Radzhabov versus Trey Ogden. This was a grapple great performance by Ogden like usual. So yeah, I think he won all 3 rounds. I had him getting all 3 rounds. Round 1, he just took him down instantly. Just controlled him the whole round. He was threatening subs, and he didn't really get close to any subs, but he was just getting a little bit of ground and pound off. Obviously, that was his round, because he just controlled him the whole round. Round 2, Radzhabov actually denied the takedown at the start, and he was piecing Ogden up on the feet, damaging him throughout. But then Ogden, like halfway through the round, got him down again, and he was actually really close to finishing an arm triangle, and he got a little bit of ground and pound off. So that was a close round, but I think Ogden, with the control and the close submission, got that. And then round 3, it was pretty much like round 1, where he got him down instantly. He was controlling him, getting a few strikes off. And at the end, Radzhabov got off, and it looked like Ogden was tired as fuck, but he was just trying to, like, he didn't stand him up, and then he was just trying to like get punches off on the ground, like standing up. And then, yeah, but there was only like 30 seconds left in the round, and Ogden just stayed on the ground. Kind of a bad IQ decision from Radzhabov. He should have got him up, because he looked tired as fuck. But even though, I don't think he would be able to finish him in 30 seconds, so yeah. Ogden, all 3 rounds, unanimous decision. Not close, but if Radzhabov got up in that 3rd round, like a minute sooner, I think he probably could have finished Ogden on the feet, because he was gassed as fuck. Yeah, well, impressive performance by Ogden. He does what he always does, gets them down, and just doesn't really do much with it. Even when they walked out, DC was saying, like, oh, he was in the fighter meeting. Ogden said that he really wants to get some finishes. He did hunt that finish to the arm triangle, but I swear, arm triangles, they never actually get the fucking finish. As soon as they, like, go from mount to side control, the guy just loses the arm triangle every single fucking time. But yeah, it was a pretty decent fight, you know. Trey Ogden is boring as shit, but, you know, he's winning. And yeah, I thought Radzhabov was going to piece him up on the feet, but no takedown defense from this motherfucker. Moving on to Miranda Maverick versus Dione Barbosa. This was a dub by Miranda Maverick, unanimous decision. This is a perfect pick by me. Imagine getting a decision win on WMA. That's like pretty crazy. So yeah, it was very much like Charles Oliveira versus Sarukian to me, but like, you know, obviously higher level. Where it was just like kind of like Dione Barbosa is a jiu-jitsu specialist and Miranda Maverick's a wrestler, and it was just always the case of Dione Barbosa didn't respect the takedown enough and was trying to get submissions over like getting back up and shit, and she just got controlled. Yeah, it always happens with jiu-jitsu specialists versus like wrestlers where they don't respect the takedown, they go for subs and just get controlled every round. Always fucking happens. There was a pretty cool hip toss by Barbosa in the 2nd round, but then Maverick just shot back up. But yeah, that was like probably the coolest spot. Moving on to Brian Kelleher versus Cody Gibson. Very impressive performance by Cody Gibson. I was surprised. Yeah, he looked good. Apparently, they said on the fighter walkouts that he's usually a wrestling coach and a fighter. Like he like kind of splits his time, but now like he's fully committed to fighting, and I think it showed. Like this was actually very impressive performance. He was piecing him up at range, and then every time Kelleher would get close, he would just clinch him and bring him up to the fence, and then separate, keep it at range. Very solid strategy. Yeah, and then eventually, when it was in the clinch against the cage, Kelleher jumped the ghillie, and then Gibson got out of it, and he was on top and just arm triangled the MF. Yeah, impressive performance by Gibson. Very impressive. I mean, Kelleher is not good by any means, but yeah, it was an impressive performance by Gibson. Moving on to Jeongyeong versus Hyder Amil. Fucking donkey giga chad, bro. This is a crazy ass fight. Basically, fucking, they were keeping it at range a bit, and Jeongyeong was piecing Hyder up Amil like a little bit, not much. But then Hyder Amil just fucking went crazy at him. Apparently, it was a 38 strike combination, clean as fuck, and just Jeongyeong didn't back down, and he was trying to strike back with him. Very similar fight like this, where the Korean guy tried to strike back, but just got fucking clipped on the chin eventually. Like, this one was, in the 2nd fight, the Korean guy almost was getting some strikes up, but this one, Hyder Amil just really fucked him up. 30x strike combo, clean as fuck KO. Really cool fight, and Hyder Amil was a fucking savage, bro. I thought Hyder Amil was younger. He's actually, I think he was like 32. But, yeah, that's impressive as fuck. But yeah, fucking goated ass fight. Fight of the night, IMO. Moving on to Dooho Choi versus Bill Algeo. Very disappointed in Bill Algeo. I'm never picking this cunt again, bro. He always fucks me over with these picks. I don't know. He doesn't have that dog in him, I don't think. He does not have that dog in him. So round 1 was Bill Algeo's. Basically, fucking Dooho Choi jumped the ghillie 3 times in 1 round, and Bill Algeo got on top every time. Then Dooho Choi would eventually get back up, but then yeah, jump ghillie, get taken down. So it was like control time win for Bill Algeo. Bill Algeo was actually looking good on the feet, very like you know, unconventional striking, spinning elbows and shit like that. I knew it was a bad sign because on the stool at the end of round 1, Bill Algeo looked tired as fuck. And then round 2, he came out. He couldn't get a takedown. I think he tried once or twice, but Dooho Choi stuffed it. And then they were on the fence, and Algeo was getting pieced the fuck up, and then he tried another spinning back fist, which we got one off in round 1. Really bad fight IQ decision, and then he got clipped, and then he didn't get knocked down, but he kind of like gave up. He was like, oh, but fuck. Apparently they were saying like maybe his orbital was fucked up, and like he just kind of went down and gave up. But then he got back up and he looked fine after. Like he wasn't on the store, whatever. Like when the judges were like announcing the winner. So I think he just gave up personally, and he fucking cost me fucking $10 the cunt. Okay, moving on to Cody Durden versus Bruno Silva. Apparently these guys are both from ATT, and Durden got off of the fight first, and then Silva, he was like, nah, I'm not going to fight another ATT. Then apparently Silva said, nah, fuck it, I'll fight ATT, bro. And then, yeah, apparently Durden was like pretty fucking salty about that. So you could tell throughout the fight that Durden was pretty pissed at Silva. Round 1, it started out Silva looked faster than Durden, and he was kind of piecing up Durden. But then like halfway through the round, Durden just kind of like changed gears, and he looked just as fast, and he was throughout the whole fight. It looked like he was hitting harder the whole first round, and then yeah, he came back at the second half of the round and pieced up Silva bad. Yeah, so that was round 1 for Durden, and then round 2 Durden, he came out and he was like, I thought he was going to get the finish on the feet. He was like clipping Silva, and then Silva went down and Durden followed him down, and he was hunting submissions really fucking hard. And when I was watching, I was a bit worried. I was like, oh shit, he's really hunting these submissions and they're not really that close. And I was like, oh fuck, he's going to burn out his arms. And he did. He burnt out his arms. I think he chased like 3 submissions. They were all kind of close, but like he really hunted for them. And then Silva got back up, and you could tell Durden was tired as fuck, and then he just knocked him out as soon as he got back up. I think he was just hunting way too hard for the submissions. His arms were full of blood, and then Bruno Silva got back up and knocked him out. Kind of bad fight IQ, IMO. Hunting submissions that hard at the start of round 2. You know, if you don't get it, you're fucked, right? You know, it's like DP versus Khabib, where like he just hunted it too hard, and your arms get full of blood, and then you just get... It's a bad sign, yeah. But yeah, fuck. I think Durden was the better mixed martial artist, but just a bad decision. Hunted the submissions too hard. Should have just wrote it out on the ground. Fuck. He cost me $10 as well, by the way. Moving on to Kurt Holobaugh versus Kaynan Kruschewsky. Fucking hell, bro. Kruschewsky looked really bad. He had like the Alex Perez stance where his chin's up high, but he had absolutely no power to push Holobaugh back. I think Holobaugh was just too tough for him. I don't know. I think Kaynan's style, he has to get an early KO, or he's gonna get drowned. Yeah, I was impressed. Kurt Holobaugh was a very ultimate fighter. Last season, standoff performance for both of them. It looked pretty even on the feet, but Kurt Holobaugh would always get him to the clinch and just win the round like that. Kaynan kept going for fucking takedown. He kept going for gillies as well, and then he would just get reversed and Kurt Holobaugh would just stack up control time. Really bad performance by Kaynan. Really kind of good performance by Kurt Holobaugh though. I slept on his performance on the feet. I thought he would get outclassed heavy on the feet and have to rely on takedowns, but no. Kaynan looked much worse than his previous fights. Impressive performance by Kurt Holobaugh. Okay, moving on to Steve Garcia versus Sang-Woo Choi. This is the second fight where they just fucking slugged it out. So yeah, it actually started off with Sang-Woo Choi. I think he was piecing Steve Garcia up on the feet. He got a few leg kicks off that were like, he buckled Garcia. And it looked like he was outplaying him at range. And then Steve Garcia just did the same thing as Hyder. No one just went, fuck it, bro, and just ran at him. Maybe that's the counter to like Korean strikers. You just run at them and ego check them, and then chin them and knock them out. Yeah, but this one, Sang-Woo Choi did get some shots off in the pocket. It was like another crazy fucking combo. But eventually Steve Garcia wilted him and just knocked him out. Yeah, apparently Steve Garcia has the longest KO streak in any division. So, damn. Again, I don't really know how much it shows at a high level, because obviously that wouldn't work at a high level. But, you know, it's fucking great to see. Entertaining. Moving on to the main event. Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. It was actually a pretty good fight, pretty entertaining. I thought that Lemos would be able to keep it on the feet and piece her up. Yeah, Jandiroba got her down in both rounds. The first round, it was because fucking Lemos jumped a ghillie against a jiu-jitsu specialist. Like, come on, bro! How many times? Like, how come people cannot just do like what Izzy does and just sprawl and get up. They always have to go for submissions to get jiu-jitsu specialists. It's like crazy how fucking stupid it is, but it just happens every single fight. Yeah, controlled her on the ground. Like Lemos was looking better on the feet, pacing her up on the feet, but Jandiroba wasn't completely lost on the feet either because she was kind of just doing pushing her up against the fence and clinching. There's a fucking random ray of light there. What the fuck? Yeah, but then round one was kind of close. She jumped the ghillie and ended up on. And then Jandiroba was on top, but I think Lemos probably got round one. Round two, Lemos was on the feet for quite a while, like half the round. It was looking good. But then eventually Jandiroba got her down. It kind of looked like she didn't jump ghillie or anything, but it looked to me like she wasn't really trying to avoid the takedown as much as humanly possible. Like she was like feinting uppercuts at the start of the round, but then halfway through the round she stopped doing it, and then as soon as she stopped doing it, Jandiroba just took her down, and then just submitted her. It wasn't like a terrible performance by Lemos. She was definitely looked better on the feet. But as soon as she stopped like feinting stuff up the middle, Jandiroba just took her down. Jandiroba's wrestling is actually decent for WMMA. Like usually jiu-jitsu people in WMMA, they cannot take anyone down. That's the main problem. But Jandiroba actually takes someone down, and she's actually really dangerous on the ground. Unlike Durden, where I feel like she's not even dangerous on the ground, Durden, like lately. Anyway, like she never gets finishes on the ground anymore. But Jandiroba is actually fucking dangerous on the ground. So yeah. Jandiroba versus Wei Li will be interesting. I think Wei Li's counter wrestling will just be good, but that's what I thought about Lemos. But yeah, I think Wei Li's counter wrestling will be too good. But if she takes Wei Li down, it could be an actual threat. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. But if Wei Li beats Jandiroba, fuck, she's like wiped out the entire division pretty much. I think it's like only her and Durden that Wei Li hasn't fought. So yeah, that'll be a good fight. Jandiroba versus Wei Li. Okay, guys, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. I'll be back Wednesday for the predictions for the 304 card, bro. I'm looking forward to that. Go to that card. I'm going to have, I might do a video as well about how Paddy Pimblett is overly hated and why I don't think why people even know why they're hating on him. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.